Hey there and welcome along to Andy's Art Lab. Today we're going to see if we can simulate stained glass by using coloured resin. Now I've printed these 3D prints here, and what I'm going to do is try to simulate stained glass in them to make a sign. If this is your first time here, I mainly do things with resin art as well as lots of other mixed media, 3D printing and the like. If that sort of interests you, hit that subscribe button, write subscribe in the comments and I'll get back to you. So let's dive in and see if we can create some stained glass with resin. First thing I need to do is create the artwork outline. I did this in Photopea, which I was able to then save as an SVG file. That's what you need to be able to import into a program such as Tinkercad. So in Tinkercad I'm able to import the SVG file that I created, and then I had to just resize it so it fits on my printer's build plate. So the key thing here was just to get that right sizing and also the depth, so I adjusted it so it was only 5mm tall. So my key objective here was to have a 3D print where it was hollow in the middle, which I could put the resin to create that stained glass effect. My first learning from this exercise is that I should have joined all of the center parts, so that's like for example the A and the R, so that they're all part of the design. It was fine that I did it this way, it just meant a lot of fiddling around to ensure that those center bits were sticking to the tape in the next part of the process. For such a simple design, it actually took about 3 hours to print this logo. Once I had my outputted 3D design, it was then a matter of sealing it so that I can put the 3D resin inside it without it leaking out. I did have a little bit of trouble with this one in that some of the sticky tape didn't go down flat, and that meant that there were a couple of little creases, and you'll see shortly what that meant with the resin. So this is where I was saying earlier that it would have been good to have joined these center bits to the actual outside of the text. I just used a bit of guesswork here to try to line up and ensure that they were in the center and what looked good. You'll see shortly in both the art and the lab I did join that text, and that just made the process so much easier. Essentially here just putting two strips of tape down to cover both areas and giving that a good push down to ensure that it adhered to the surface, making sure that there are no creases in that tape. The next part of the process is to add some colouring to our already mixed up resin. Now you don't really want to go overboard with this because you want to have that translucent colour. So I just put a couple of drops and that gave me a nice yellow, and once it's all mixed up it's time to go and pour. Okay, now it's time to take these off. You can see we did have a leak with the orange here in the end. I think that actually stems from when I overheated the plastic with the heat gun to get rid of some of the smaller pieces of 3D. So let's just see if we can rectify that a little bit. Okay, might need to put that in the sunlight and see. Yeah, has all hardened, stuck there. Just got some of that sticky tape from the back of this managed to hang around. So I might be able to wipe that off with some alcohol. Alright, so take these ones off. Okay, so it's all dried. Wondering if I can just get a alcohol wipe. I wonder if some of this comes off. Like glue residue from the sticky tape. And we'll do the last one here. Just might spray a little bit of 99% alcohol on that. See if that makes a difference. Okay, that seems to be the best method so far, that isopropyl alcohol, to just get that sticky substance off. Okay, that's come out really good. Okay, so we'll see what these look like in the sunlight. See through there. I think these ones are definitely a lot better than the next lot. So it gives you that kind of glassy look. Blue, orange and yellow there. And then the last one. So I think they've come out pretty well. This sort of stained glass look. Do have a couple of little air bubbles which obviously didn't come out. So I think that turned out pretty well. It really does give that stained glass effect with using resin and some resin dye. Really keen to hear your thoughts, put comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber already, I'd love for you to join the Art Lab. So hit that subscribe button and write subscribe in the comments and I'll respond to you. Until next time, keep creative and we'll see you in the Art Lab.